Well, we had a little internet difficulty in just that fast. Clauston puts us up 3-1 on a power play goal for Gillette. On trying to bang it forward. It'll go into the Casper zone. Still in the Casper zone, taken away by Hahn. Bounce towards the near side. Casper will send it back to the point and out. Sherman picks it up in the neutral zone. Hahn fires it right back in. Clauston chasing. Casper's stretch pass through the middle, broken up. Picked up by Brock, and he'll get into the Casper zone. Offsides. Face off on the near dot, neutral zone for Powell. Cassidy on his left, Percifield on his right. Hip sag back with Sherman. Just about 30 seconds into the second period. Casper battles it forward, broken up by Sherman and picked up by Cassidy. He'll send it back to Hipsag. Hipsag, far boards. Hipsag will build speed through the neutral zone, take it, nope, poked away. Powell knocks it loose. Casper back out to the blue line with it. Pass ahead near side and in at the point. Broken up by Sherman. They can't get a shot off. They'll chase it to the corner. And Cassidy will chip it top of the zone but not out. Casper dumps it. Hip sag behind the net. Around to Sherman. Sherman from the corner. Cross ice pass hits Cassidy. Cassidy back ahead. And Powell gets it up into the Casper zone but knocked off the puck. Casper behind their own net. Taken away by Percifield. Pass out front to Powell. Broken up. And dumped in by Scribner to the corner. Powell goes down for it. He'll tie up with a couple of Casper guys. Kicks out to Scribner, trying to feed it back out front. Broken up. Still working near side. Picked up by Marty. Back to Martin. Mason Martin, top of the zone. Marty fires just wide. And he'll tie up. Marty down to the far corner, pass up the board, stays in the zone, picked up. Knocked ahead. Scribner trying to keep it in, bounces back out to neutral ice. And poked forward by Hipsag. Driscoll with a hit, gets it to Marty. Marty into the zone. Knocked away to the boards. He'll pass it back to the point. And Phelps is going to get called for a tripping. Phelps into the glass hard. Casper loses their feet, and we will go on the penalty kill. .51 remaining. Tripping call on Gillette. 3-1. Face off down the D zone. Knocked forward by Gillette, gets out to the blue line, but not across. Sent back deep. Harris will fire it up the boards, and that'll get poked forward by Hipsag and up to Hahn. Hahn in the zone by himself. Shot! Off a blocker, doesn't go. Rebound doesn't go. Far side. Hahn back with the puck. Circles to the neutral zone and across to Clauston. Clauston will cut across and dump it deep. Down below the goal line, Casper back to get it. Clauston will pressure. Pokes it loose. Comes into the near corner. Casper back to it. Clauston's still there. Casper will get it across the blue line, picked up by Hahn. Hahn, Clauston, Hahn. 2-on-1. Hahn shot, kick save. Clauston back across, picked off by Casper. They'll get out to neutral ice. Minute left on the kill for Gillette. Casper passed through, broken up. And sent forward by Hipsag, bounced back in. Casper near boards. From the point, broken up. Clauston got a stick on the pass. It'll bounce into the corner. Sherman battling, sends it up the boards, and it'll bounce over a stick and clear. Casper back in their own zone. Thrown through the middle. Picked off by Hipsag. He'll make a move. Hipsag in, middle of the zone. Through a couple guys. Shot! Top shelf! Hipsag Bardowski on the short-handed goal. 4-1 Gillette. Bursts the field to the center dot. He'll send it forward. Picked up by Casper. D to D at the blue line. And ahead to the neutral zone. Casper far side into the point. Shot. Suka with the glove. Face off far dot. Kick back to the corner. Casper working around. Tied up by Brody. And Percifield sends it back up the boards. Casper shot off a stick. Goes into the near corner. Harris tying up. He'll take the puck. Digs it out of the pile and still tied up in the corner. He gets pinned against the glass. 5 seconds left on the kill. Harris sends it around. Percifield far corner will tie it up. We're back to 5-on-5. Driscoll off the bench, back into the corner to help. And Casper battling it through behind the net. Pass out front, broke it up. Suka with a save and another. Bouncing puck, kicks to the top of the zone and out. Casper sends it back in. Picked up. Casper with a takeaway far point. They'll work in. Shot, move. Nothing. Suka with the save. And sent back clear. That was out. We'll fire it back to center ice. Dumped in and a weird bounce puts Casper down 4-2. Looked offside, but no call, so the goal will stand. Ipsag knocks it away at the far point. Casper gets it back. And broken up through the middle. Feed it back ahead. Out of the zone. Hahn knocks it loose, picked up by Brock through the middle. Brock into the Casper zone. Brock through the feet, gets it on net, circles behind, shot across the crease, nothing there. Back to Ipsag far point. He'll work to the top of the zone. Dumps it down low. Brock shot off a stick and high, and that'll go out of play. Face off down the Casper zone for Clouston. Brock and Hahn on his wing. Sherman back with Ipsag. To the corner. Loose puck across the back of the net and picked up by Casper. Broken up. Brock knocked it, or Clouston knocked it loose. Ipsag far side, feeds it forward. Clouston in the middle of the pile trying to get it into the Casper zone. Hahn in to help. Hahn will send it down to the corner. Casper back after it behind their own net. Brock to meet him. He'll poke it loose. Brock near boards, circling, broken up. Brock will go back and get it. Send it across for Ipsag. Ipsag back in the D zone. He'll cut across behind the net and back out the far side. Up the boards to Brock, missed pass, bounces off the board, shot, kick save, Sukin. Sherman trying to battle it around, and Ipsag will feed it forward on the far boards. Hahn looking up ice. Casper picks it off. They cross the blue out of the zone, and we get a whistle on Casper. Looks like it's going to be a hooking on Casper. 11:44 remaining second period. We will go back on a Gillette power play. Hahn to the near dot in the Casper zone. Powell on the wing with Cassidy. Percifield back with Harris. Casper will fire it clear. No ice on the penalty or power play. Sukic sends it up the near boards. Back to Hahn, but Casper trying to knock it loose. They roll to the corner. Percifield to get it. He'll come out near side of the net. Percifield got a little space on the near side. He'll shake a guy and get over the blue line. Percifield cuts across, far side into the Casper zone. Working down behind the net. Circles back up the boards to Cassidy at the point. Cassidy looking. Across. Pass backdoor looking for Hahn. Just bounced off a stick. And we'll pick up the loose puck. Powell against the boards. Back out. Percifield to pick up the loose puck at the blue line. Over to Harris. Harris ahead to Powell. Powell into the zone. Poked away. Casper will send it clear, and they'll pick it up. No. Bounces over a stick and deep into the Gillette zone for Percifield. He'll feed it back up the near boards. Tied in the corner. And Powell sends it around. Picked off behind the net by Casper. Casper feed out front off a skate. To the point. Shot blocked by Harris. Kicks out to Percifield. Percifield across to Cassidy near point. Cassidy takes a look. He'll work down to the corner. Feed out through the middle. Broke it up. Net's off. No whistle yet. And we'll fix it on the fly. Hipsag trying to ship it back clear off a ref, and Casper at the blue line gets it back. Hipsag will recover. Knocked back forward in the middle. Cassidy pokes it ahead. Dumped in by Casper. That should, no, icing called off. Still 10 minutes left in the second period. Ahead, bouncing puck. Klauston chasing it back. So icing called on Gillette. Just under 10 to play in the second. Back down to the Gillette zone. Klauston will dig it out off the draw. Hahn pokes it ahead to Brock. Brock working through neutral zone. Far point. Still got it. Brock down to the boards. Hanging on to it. Tries to pass it back out top. Sherman takes a look. And we're back to 5-on-5. Loose puck. Fired in by Brock. Up and over the net. Bounces behind for Casper. Casper out to neutral ice. Brock will send it back in. Bounced off the boards and on net. Kicked away. Klauston chasing through the corner. Casper up the boards. Missed pass picked up by Brock, and he'll feed it back to Hipsag and out to Percifield. Percifield far boards. Trying to get through in front of the bench and tied up on Klauston. Hipsag back to get the puck. Percifield knocks it out of the zone. Casper neutral zone. Goes in elbow high at the head. Nothing doing there. And Powell battling. Knocks it back to Hipsag. Hipsag will try the far side. Backhand shovels it up into the bench. Face off far dot, neutral zone. Knocked forward, and Casper will dump it. Brody picks it up, far corner. They'll go around the net. Harris back to Brody on the far corner. And up the boards to Percifield. Percifield looking cross ice, got Cassidy at the blue line. Cassidy chips it ahead and poked away. Back to Harris. Harris pass across. Percifield will circle. He'll work a little bit up the far boards in the neutral zone and dump it deep. Casper back behind their own net to get it. Pass out. Harris picks it off at the point. Knocked off the puck, and he'll get it back into the corner. Powell down there. Casper passes it back up the boards, and they'll chip it out. Right to Percifield, and he sends it back clear. And Casper's offsides. Harris picks up the loose puck. He'll go across to Percifield. Percifield through neutral ice. Gets it deep. Rolls the corner. Powell back there with Casper. Casper sends it back around. Marty holds the line and ahead to Driscoll. Driscoll working through the corner. Battles across, pass through the middle looking for Powell, backhand knocked away. Casper sends it up into the rafters. Back down to the Casper zone for the face-off. We'll go Shell, Driscoll, and Marty out front. Sherman back with Hipsag. Off and draw. Driscoll trying to get the shot off, and it'll bounce back wide. Hipsag chases it down neutral ice. Across to Sherman. Sherman makes the turn. He'll take a look off the near boards. Pass ahead, broken up by Casper. And Sherman keeps the shot off. Casper shot. Suka with a save. Shell into the zone. Shot. Knocked down in front, loose, and covered up. Face off down in the Casper zone. Bounce to the sideboards. Clausen will chase it, knock it loose. And picked up by Hahn. Hahn work it in. Shot, stick, and covered. Clausen back to the dot. We'll do it again. Bounces back to Casper, picked up by Sherman from the point. Shot blocked, loose puck bounces down, and Casper will pick it up. Back to the corner, knocked loose by Brock. Trying to battle it back through the feet. Hahn will pick it up. Hahn pass out in front, broken up. Gilbert back across the crease and covered up this time. Boston for another faceoff on the near dot. 6:45 left in the period. Boston back to Brock. Brock circled shot on tipped off a defenseman, and it goes to the far corner. Hipsag in to push it forward. The Clauston pass through the crease, broken up. Brock headed that way. Back to the point. Sherman shot. Blocker down. Casper will bounce it to the middle of the zone. Picked up by Hahn. He'll fire one. Knocked down and covered up. Still 6:26 left in the second period. 4-2 Gillette. We'll try the far dot this time for Powell. Off the draw, back to the point. Sent back down to Persifield. He'll pass it across the front. Powell there trying to bang it home. Broken up. Kicks back out to neutral ice. Casper and run down by Persifield. Knocked wide, Sukit out to play it off. Persifield up the boards. And Casper will hold the zone. Bouncing puck through the middle. Persifield trying to get it to Powell. Broken up again. Casper banging it around down into the corner and taken away. Pass to the point. Off a skate and rolls to neutral ice. Cassidy chasing. He'll take it away. And Cassidy down to the corner. Cassidy battling down low. Pass ahead, broken up by Brody. It'll get out of the zone, picked up. And Powell across the Persifield, he'll send it deep. Bounces behind the net. Picked up by Casper. Ice is getting a little slow, there's a lot of snow out there. Pass back up the boards. And we'll get out to neutral ice. Casper across the blue, one on. Shot and gloved by Sukit. Marty Shell and Scribner will come out front. Marty Driscoll and Scribner, I think. Off the draw, back to the corner for Hipsag, and he'll shovel it off glass ahead. Back to the point. Thrown in by Casper. Quick shot wide of the net, rolls near side. Scribner in to knock it loose. Scribner Driscoll trying to break it up off a post and back behind the net. Scribner sends it around. Loose puck rolls to the point. Hipsag and ahead. Scribner coming up near side. He'll get through one guy and back to Hipsag. Poked loose by Casper, one on. And broken up by Powell. Hipsag. Back to prevent the shot. He'll feed it forward to Marty. Back up to the point and kicked back in by Casper. Sukit stops it behind. Sherman picks it up. He'll bounce near side for Hipsag. Trying to go through traffic, and that'll go up in the rafters. They'll get a face-off down in the Gillette zone. Boston to the dot. Sends it behind the net. Brody will go back to get it. Brody digs it out, takes it to the near corner, and feeds it up the boards. Picked up by Casper. Shot there. Kick save Sukit. And he'll cover the rebound. Klauston to the dot on the near side of the Gillette zone. Picked up by Brody. Klauston sends it to the top of the zone. Casper from there. Shot deflected off a stick and bounces wide. Picked up far side. Brock out of the corner. Try to hit. Brock will get back up and keep the puck. Drop pass. Pass across is broken up and Casper sends it back out. Far side. Casper into the zone. Broken up by Brody. Shot, Sukit with a save. Brody will bounce it clear. Comes to the neutral zone, picked up by Casper. And fed down the near boards. On with a shot, but they'll make the zone. Can't get the shot off. One too many moves down low. On picks up the puck. He'll send it up far boards. Brock, little tip, sends it deep. Foot race to it, Klauston down. Klauston tied up after the shot a little there. And knocked forward by Hahn. He's on the break. Hahn in, pass across, looking for Percifield, nothing. Percifield to come up with the puck, trying to go back to Klauston in the middle. Klauston through the pile and dig it out. That's a hook. Well, 2-minute penalty on Casper for the hook. 3:11 remaining in the period. Klauston, Gilbert, and Sherman out front. Klauston, Brock, and Sherman out front. Brody back with Hipsag. Off the draw to Brody. Across to Hipsag, top of the zone, takes a look, shot, kick save, loose puck. Brock will collect the loose puck back to the corner. Back to Hipsag at the point. Hipsag across, backdoor, Klauston missed the shot. Casper down low, knocked away. Klauston picks it back up, shot off a goalie. Brock sends it back to Hipsag, and they're going to call the net off, I think. Klauston far dot face off in the Casper zone. Knocked to the corner, Casper up the boards, Hipsag will hold the line. Picked back up, Klauston will circle back and make some space. Klauston across to Hipsag. Hipsag ahead, picked off by Casper. And they'll come back into their own zone. Casper up the near boards, dumped and deep. Sukit plays it behind. Poked ahead, Hipsag back in the corner. And just set up behind the net. Pass up the middle to Clouston. Clouston through neutral ice. Chipped into the corner, he'll chase down. Clouston picks it up. From the corner, back up top. Hipsag at the point, bounced it off. Foot race back to the puck. Hipsag will get to the corner and pick it up. Hipsag will come up near boards. He'll go cross ice. In front of Brock and dump deep. Brock poked at it. Puck kicks out to Hahn, back to the point. Hipsag takes a, not Hipsag, Percifield. Shot, bounced through traffic, nothing there. Hahn trying to put it on net. Banging down low, still won't go in. Hahn collects the puck. Down the boards. Reed, back to Hahn. Clap shot and glove. Minute 30 remaining in the second period. 19 seconds of power play for Gillette. Hahn will take the dot near side of the Casper zone. We'll see if we can get the net set again. We'll go Hahn, Powell, and Harris out front. Cassidy back with Percifield. I think we're ready now. On to the dot. Bouncing puck, kicks across, back to the point for Cassidy, and he'll feed it forward. Hahn and Powell down against the boards. Powell back to the top for Percifield, over to Cassidy. Cassidy working down the boards. Down low to Hahn. Little give and go, turns around, bouncing puck through the middle, and nothing there. We are back to 5-on-5, top of the zone. Percifield tipped and kicked away. Harris to the corner. Back to Cassidy on the near corner. Feed through the middle. Powell, backhander. Shot still loose. 4 shots and it'll go. Sometimes the fifth tries the charm. Powell finally banging it home. Grizzlies goal number 12, Blake Powell. It's 5-2, under a minute left in the second. Shell, Driscoll, and Marty up to take the face-off at center ice. Shell knocks it back. And D-to-D Casper. Pass blocked by Driscoll, kicks into the Casper zone. Shell chasing down low. Tied up in the corner. Driscoll digs it out. Back to the point. Sherman holds the line. Knocked loose. Picked up by Marty, and he'll battle it forward. Kick back Casper, and they'll get out to neutral ice. Off a stick and rolls to the corner. Hipsag back there with him. He'll take it away. 30 seconds to play. Hipsag around the corner to the point near side. Picked up by Casper. They'll dump it back to Hipsag. Hipsag behind the net. He'll dig it out of 2 guys and make it to the corner. Looking, Hipsag, across ice pass, bouncing in front of Driscoll. Driscoll chasing in front of the net. Gets a little hooked up. Casper picks up the loose puck. And they'll coast back into the far corner. They'll get it out to neutral ice. Short time on the clock. Late shot, easy stick save for Sukic. End of 2. Gillette up 5-2. We'll get a clean sheet and be back in about 20 minutes for the third.